Oh Lord. Well, y'all, this is my office / den. Miss Pumpkin, yes, she's still trying to hobble around the house and follow me everywhere I go. So I hope y'all can hear Greg on YouTube here. Whoever starts listening. What's up, everybody? Hey, Paul. Hey, Auntie Love. Who else?
Hey, what's up? Let me turn this TV off or I'm going to be distracted. I'm trying to find Yvonne Orgy special.
Oh, is it on tonight?
Yeah, it's the 6th. You know I want to
see
that.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'm watching.
Oh, most definitely want to see Molly be somebody other than Molly. Who is it? Tim? Is it Tim? Is it Tam? Who is Tam? Hey, what's up, folks? What's up? I'm Greg, and this is Diva, and this is 2 for T, please. Now, we got some stuff to talk about today. It's a whole bunch of shit that happened in this world this week.
The world, they don't. In the words of Mama Joyce, they don't blew.
The world then went crazy this week.
Crazy.
They went crazy this week, starting with on Monday. Well, Sunday. No, was it Monday? Monday, downtown LA turned into a war zone. Baby, they was bashing out windows, bashing in cars. They got, Lord Jesus, these riders, baby, they done scared me to death. I ain't even go outside. I was sitting upstairs in my apartment, my home here. I was sitting in my apartment and I wanted me some pizza. And I was like, shit, I'm about to get me some pizza, right? So I called Pizza Hut. I'm like, hey, what's up? I ain't even asked nothing. That's the crazy part. I ain't asked nothing other than can I get a large pepperoni with pineapple? And they was like, we closing down right now. It's a riot going on. I was like, wait. Because y'all know I don't watch the news. The stories that I get, I read like the day after. I find my stories the day after because I don't watch the news. News too damn depressing. But they trying to turn downtown LA out. I took pictures and shit. They bashed out all the Starbucks window. I couldn't even go and get my little drink. I said, Jesus Christ.
We gonna burn this motherfucker down again. We did it in Watts. We did it in 65. They're gonna do it in 92 and they're gonna do it in 2020. They're gonna fuck
nothing and doing it this time. It seems like it's actually making a change or a shift. So
I told you 2020 was gonna be a shift. I told people 2020 it was going to be a big change. It's not just because it's 2020, but it is an election year. And thank God that that angry looking wig thing is in office because these changes probably never would have came. You know, because he made all of us sick and tired. He did make America great. He helped in the process because we tearing down the establishment and we going to rebuild. Okay, that's what we're going to do. People up here talking about...
and I will say this about Trump. And, I never have anything too positive to say about him. Mm-hmm. But the one thing that he did was he was going to cut down the wasteful government, meaning that some things needed to go. Now, if he clears out the things that needed to go well before he came in...
Wait a minute, I got to read this. Paul said LA need to step their game up. Dallas stole the police horse. They stole the horse. Why they take Mr. Ed?
Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm scared of y'all Texas people. I was there for 4 weeks and Texas was not for me. Texas was like going back to Tulsa. It just wasn't right for me.
Hey,
no shade, Paul.
If you're listening on YouTube or Periscope, let me know if you can hear my co-host. We doing the best we can with what we got. Okay, YouTube don't let folk bring folk on, and Periscope do, but I don't think he has a Periscope account. So,
I don't have a Periscope account.
We gotta get one so we can partner up on that too.
We might have to do all that.
Okay.
So this week I started my show, News for You. which helped me to be well aware of half the stuff that you be talking about. Maybe I got to research. I got to do research every day. And you know, when you're doing something like that, every news story jumps out at you. Every single news story. So you're always in your head creating something.
Mm-hmm.
So you sent a post to me recently or today about the tear gas at church. Now, let me ask y'all a question. When the last time anybody at the church said that you was not welcome? When the last time anybody at the church said you not welcome? They was not, the Episcopal did not want Trump in that church. They was like, hell, the nigga didn't know.
Wait a minute. And then he went down to Dollar Tree or had somebody go to Dollar Tree and get him one of them Dollar Tree Bibles. He ain't cracked that Bible. Bit more than a man in the moon, as my Betty would say.
He looked like his hand was on fire. Okay. He looked like his hand was on fire. He looked so uncomfortable holding that Bible, not knowing one word from it.
Spawn. He is Satan's spawn.
He just needs he needs God.
You know, we've been trying to get God to touch and agree with his life, but you know, he just ain't ready. He is not ready to give it all to God. Tasha said downtown Dallas looks like a war zone. They even broke out the windows at the federal building. Lord.
I can't see comment. I can't see comment.
You can?
Oh, there we go.
I was about to say we share the screen.
Hey, Latasha Blackman.
That is my bestie since one of my besties since the 9th grade. Okay, that's how long we go back since Dart Bus in downtown Dallas and the original Law Magnet High School in Dallas, Texas. We don't know nothing about Yvonne Ewell.
Talk about that alma mater.
That's us, honey. What you know about the Mustangs? All right. Mustang salad. Okay, let me stop. By the way, if this is your first time joining 2 for Tea, please. Greg and I go off the rails, so I hope y'all can keep up. So get ready because we have adult conversations. Y'all hear stuff coming out my mouth. Y'all oh my God, Afia talks like that. I've always talked like this. I just kept it neat and cute, but now I don't care. I'm over 40. I don't care anymore. I just don't.
So listen. So another thing that struck me very oddly is I know a couple of police officers, and they were on their social media, and they were talking about how the good cops are getting a bad rep because of the bad cops. And I was like, well, number one, y'all go along with the status quo. And you go along with whatever is going on. You go along with whatever is going on. So how can you consider yourself a good cop? You know, I understand that we all need to do the job that we got. And, you know, last week I said that, and I'm very honest about that. I do the job that I got. I don't do nobody else's job. I do the job that I applied for.
Right.
But as a human being, you know some shit just ain't right. Some shit don't sit well in your damn spirit. And you need to say something about it. If you don't say nothing about it, that makes you just as bad as the people that's doing whatever is wrong.
It's just like TSA. It's just like reporting a crime or at the airport. If you see something, say something. And my old pastor from Faith Inspirational Missionary Baptist Church in Compton, he is a deputy sheriff, and he said point blank period, he said, you rookies out here who letting these old heads get you in trouble, y'all better speak up because you're going to lose your job.
Exactly. You know, it's just, there is no real positive light shine on the National Guard or police at this point. Seeing them walking around with heavy, machinery, tanks and things of that nature in the damn street, that's not making anybody comfortable. It's not making anybody feel like we are secure. That's not what it's doing. especially for us residents of downtown LA, it's not doing anything to help us feel better about what's going on. It actually makes us feel worse. It makes us feel policed. I feel policed in my own home right now. And not because of the, we were already policed because of the corona, but now you got people standing outside the door with damn machine guns talking, enforcing a damn curfew. So what happens if I go downstairs and go to the mailbox and it's after the damn curfew and it's 10 people standing outside with machine guns? I don't feel safe.
I thought Mayor Garcetti said he wasn't going to enforce the curfew anymore. And I also thought that the sheriff's department, all them said they weren't going to participate. Now that must be Governor Newsom, who brought only the governor can call in the National Guard.
Yesterday I got one of them annoying ass alarms that the curfew wasn't enforced. You know the Amber Alert alarms?
Uh-huh.
I got one of them saying that the curfew wasn't enforced. So that's that. I don't know what you heard, but I know what I saw yesterday, and it was a curfew.
Because LA is still, one of my adopted hometowns as far as where I really truly became who I am. I still get the LA Times news, and that's what they said. I thought Mayor said he was done with that. But it is unfortunate. Like, I'm not feeling it here where I am. I do know that in Fulton County, which is the seat of where Atlanta sits, and it is the state capital. I don't know what's going on down there, but people are still protesting from what I know, but I don't know what it looks like. I know that my job would not allow the people that were supposed to go in and work to go in this week until Friday. So I don't know what happened, but
it's like in the regular communities or the suburbs, you ain't got all this stuff going on. You don't have all this this craziness going on.
Oh, my pastor, who's APD, said Atlanta lifted their curfew.
And so then you got this you come downtown where all the craziness happens, where the people from the suburbs who were protesting and rioting, or the East LA people, or the people from Compton, people who don't live in downtown, came downtown and tore downtown up, and then they go home, and we got to go to the damn grocery store. We got to go miles out to go to a gas station. It's just, yesterday, rent due, baby. Rent due like a motherfucker. Okay, rent is due. And so I'm trying to find me an ATM. I had to go 8 blocks down the street, 8 blocks all the way down outside of downtown in order to find me an ATM so that I could get some money so that I could go, so I could pay my rent. Like, y'all came down here and fucked up downtown and can't nobody do nothing. The damn ATMs have holes in them. Like, what were you attempting to do? Like, I get it. I understand it. I swear to God, I get this whole rioting. I get why it was happening. But what I don't get, however, is how do we become criminals out of trying to do something good?
Because it's not always the people with the good intentions. Remember, we talked about that last week. But sometimes you get bad seeds mixed in intentionally. And that's what happens. That's a result. But I also think that I'm not saying it's right, but I understand the destruction of property is symbolic of destroying the foundation of the establishment that this country was built on. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let me read the comments real quick, Craig, because we definitely want to include our viewers in our conversation. My friend, Miss Lou Hunter from Australia, Queensland, she says a complicit police officer is the same as a bad cop, like white silence is white violence. Paul Thomas says white folk want you to be empathetic to their perceived situation. I already said pastor said curfew is lifted. My friend said curfew is lifted here, but Walmart closed at 4:30. That's in Dallas. And the pastor said, absolutely, we've got to move with purpose. And Paul Thomas also shares my theory. It wasn't us that did the damage. It was them. And we know who them are. These are these organized white supremacist groups and people sent by the federal and state governments. Particularly, we all know that Hoover was always in the mix of something for the FBI. So there you go. So it's not always us. It's them. Mm-hmm.
You know, I do believe that they were it was Kendrick Sampson. Kendrick Sampson, if you don't know who that is, he's Nathan from Insecure. Go check out his Instagram, and he has an Instagram IGTV, and he has video of him being beat by a baton and shot with rubber bullets. They shot straight through his leg, got a hole in his leg, and his also has a hole in his leg with rubber bullets at a peaceful march. And he also says, to kind of pull into what you said, he said that one of the people who were speaking said, look out for people who are, oh God, I can't think of what he called it. But he said, look out for people who are riot inciters or who incite the riot. Mm-hmm. Happen is they'll tackle that person and pull that person away, but they'll beat everybody around them. Mm-hmm. And so this is not something that people are just coming up with. This is something that's been happening. They are using that person in order to use or to use excessive force. And we are again becoming the victims. We are again being peaceful and then being driven to anger and being driven. It's exactly how I feel right now. I feel angry when I walk outside and I see the damn guard, the National Guard outside with these guns. I feel angry. It's not making me feel good. To my left and look to my right. And to be quite honest with you, I find it also very, very weird. I ain't seen not one black National Guard. Not one. I walked around this block yesterday twice, and I ain't seen not one. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't any, because I'm sure there are a whole lot.
Yes,
I'm telling you, on the 2 blocks that I walked that are full, and when I say full, I mean full, from Broadway to Spring, are full of National Guard trucks and people walking around with guns. I saw not one black one.
That's interesting, because I know it's a lot of people that either did reserves or National Guard that are black. I don't know.
Not one black in an urban neighborhood where blacks and Latinos are, because downtown is white urban. You know, these white folks just moved down into downtown LA.
Baby, because if y'all saw downtown LA from what it used to be 10 years ago to what it is now, it has changed. It's come up.
It's changed. So you got all these black and these Latino people and all these white people with guns walking around. What does that say to you mentally? What does that say to you subconsciously? What does that say?
Okay.
Because it's saying a lot.
There was a man who was filming in his Houston neighborhood, and they sent white cops, a group of them, about 6 or 7. There were no black cops. And I'm just like, why would you send the boys,
white people,
out to a neighborhood that's predominantly black? So,
yeah. Well, that goes to the lynching thing that we talked about earlier. It's okay. It's okay for them to do that to us. It's okay for them to put, all these white folks in our neighborhood. And, Snoop Dogg was talking to Amanda Seales, and he said, why is it that there's so many white cops policing black neighborhoods? And the reason why is because white cops have no connection to the neighborhood. So whenever they try to do their job, they'll do their job to the fullest extent.
Allegedly by the book, then.
You said what?
Allegedly by the book.
That's what my air quotes is doing. allegedly by the book, because if they were black, it would be this feel of, well, I can't do this to my own people, and they split. But you don't see a lot of black people a lot of black cops in suburban areas either. So it's just unbalanced. It's unbalanced. And I've always wondered here in Los Angeles, where were all the black policemen anyway? Where are they? Because downtown is generally a lot of Latinos who are on our police force. I rarely see a black police officer.
I'm gonna tell you something. Long Beach, there was everybody, and I will say this: I don't care what nobody say about the city of Long Beach. Them cops are responsive, and they were professional when I had to call on them multiple times when I had a neighbor that fucking refused to honor the noise control that my landlord had put into place. I'm just like, do you not understand that it's too loud? And that time when we were at a comedy show in Long Beach, and this dude decided that he wanted to try to assault us physically with a skateboard and a bicycle. Honey, they came, it was 7 deep, and okay, we did tell them they had a gun though. But either way, they came fast. But I just, and it was a diverse group. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't know, LAPD is undergoing a lot of stuff from what I can see, because I think that the chief of police has changed since I've been gone the past 3 years. I think he's changed. But it's just really unfortunate. We got more comments. Wait a minute. Pastor said there definitely were some black National Guards downtown. Shelly says the black ones are just as bad. Look at the cops that take more and students. Ooh, I didn't even see that story. It's time to take our resources overseas. I have friends that are considering moving abroad like myself. Let me see. It says Seymour. I don't know if they'll let me.
No, I keep hearing a lot of people say that they are considering moving abroad, but I think you can call me a silly American. There is nothing like this country at its best, and I will stand up and say that there's nothing like this country at its best. Now, we ain't been at our best in a very long time, but what I mean by that is that I love the amenities that I do have. I love the amenities. I love the fact that I have lived a somewhat good life that was less than constricted. I don't want to go into someone else's world and experience that, whatever they got going on. Now, Canada, I would do Canada. But other than that, no, I don't want to go too far. My family's here and all that stuff, and I'm not interested in doing all that. I do appreciate anybody that's willing and able to do all that, and I say go ahead and do it, be happy doing it, but not for me. I like America. I don't like this America, but I like the America that it's supposed to be. I like that America. And in that America, my family, my friends, the people I love to see every day are here. So this is where I want to be. What I want to do is I want to create America where we can all live and be free and be hopeful and have the opportunity to have our dreams come true without being killed because we land in our bed. Now, just because we land in our bed, we get killed, that's where I have a problem at. And you know what? Speaking of problems with things in America, did you know that the president, what do they call the person, the head of Puerto Rico?
The governor?
Not president.
The governor?
She's not the head, whoever the head is.
It's the governor. They're called the governor, I think.
Okay, the governor of Puerto Rico has signed bills and laws limiting LGBTQEJFIGNIPDXZ.
And Louise is right, though, because I know that for a fact. Racism is everywhere, though. And so even if we were to go overseas, it's going to be there. And she's in, Louise, you're Aborigine. So it's one of those things where she said, investigate situations overseas, don't assume underlying do not exist. Black history and issues are everywhere. No country has treated its First Nations well. Australia, for one, and I know that for a fact.
Yes.
Those are white societies. But Shelly, I'm going to tell you right now, let's talk about Nigeria. Nigeria is corrupt. And some of these other countries that are in Africa, they look for payoffs all the time just for you to be able to pass through sometimes. They will harass you for money. Botswana. So I'm just saying, it doesn't matter where we go. There are going to be issues, whether it has to do with race or corruption. One way or another, it is going to be there on South Africa or moving to Africa. And there is nothing wrong with that. But unfortunately, imperialism has touched that part of Africa. When you go to the Caribbean, imperialism, it's everywhere. Haiti, did Haiti ever pay off their debt when they got free from France? They fucking made those people pay that money. And that's why people always trash Haiti for being a third world country. Well, why don't you help them pay their debt off then? That they owe to France for some shit that should have been illegal and inhumane anyway for slaves. It's just no matter where we go, it is always going to be a problem because it's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, the governor of Puerto Rico, she is putting a ban on, stopping a lot of the LGBTQ rights. And this brings up a very good point.
Must be Catholicism that's holding her there.
The African community or the African-based community, whereas we'll fight for one cause, but we'll let the other cause go by the wayside and say, hey, well, that ain't me, so I don't have to deal with it. But we mad about everybody else saying, well, hey, that ain't me, I ain't got to deal about it. While we're fighting for rights, and I speak about this because I am a gay man, I speak about this when I'm upset about this when I say, how in the hell we gonna fight for the rights of Black people, but we're not fighting for the rights of people inside of the black community? It's not just we're not Black and then we're gay. We're Black and gay. We're Black and female. We're Black and male. We're you don't separate us like that. You don't separate us like that. So to hear that Puerto Rico, in the state that it's in, as much support as we threw out into Puerto Rico as people, would say, oh, well, I'm going to stop this because I don't believe that homosexuals should have rights to do this, that, and the third. It's like a slap in the damn face.
That's crazy.
It's a big slap in the face. And I know that everybody in Puerto Rico does not support this, but just like we're getting backlash from other countries for our stupid ass man in charge, the wig, angry wig, I have problems with this. I have problems with anybody that is the head of the damn country that will, sit there and say that people do not have the right to. People do not have the right to live just like everybody else, especially even in this fucking country, which annoys me the most because I live here. How in the fuck my taxes the same as everybody else? You gonna tell me I can't do something that everybody else can do? How in the fuck? It confuses me. I ain't worried about what everybody else got going on in their house. They need to not be worried about what got going on in my house. But as long as everything is fair and straight down the middle, we should be fine. So it's not just the rights of Blacks, it's the communities in which the Black community, encompasses. And I mean Black and gay or Black and lesbian or Black and female. There's a disparity of equal rights within our community. And if we're going to fight for one, we need to fight for all. And that's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, real quick, I want to shift our conversation still in light of Black Lives Matter. Two things. Defunding the police departments. Two, defunding the police departments and corporations who are actively making statements and putting money behind those statements. Let me start with the corporations, because the police department, there's a couple of stories about their asses we need to talk about, like how you gonna quit your job? Okay, who gonna protect and serve your community now? But okay, I appreciate so many of the companies that have come out and said, we are with you, Black Lives Matter. I love how Jeff Bezos checked someone who said they were offended by the fact that when they turned on Prime or went to shop online, there came a that Amazon supporting Black Lives Matter. Although I do hope the stock does go down. Y'all know that shit was trading at like $2,000 a share. But either way, so what?
She's trying to capitalize. Don't try to. She's trying to capitalize.
But that's all well and good. I appreciate each and every corporation that has said that. But do Black lives really matter in your organizations? And the reason why I say that is because when I look at your boards, in your boardrooms, in your C-suites, what I see is not me, not my brother, not my uncles, not that. I see massa. Okay. Or I see an episode of Mad Men. Okay, because y'all rarely let women in. Y'all do let them in, and then y'all use them at the scapegoat. Okay, Wells Fargo. So all I'm saying is, girl, child, we ain't seen Carol Tolstead since the scandal broke out. I said she in a bunker hide somewhere, baby. She took her money and disappeared off the scene. Okay. But I don't see people that look like me. And one of the things is I've worked in corporate America. It is very unfortunate. For some reason, they don't want to see some of us get ahead, even though we may be the best person for the job. They don't want us to be in charge. Now, some of us have made it that far. I do know that, who is it? Pepsi's person, I think, is she Indian or Pakistani? The CEO, Ursula Barnes. I don't know if she's still at Xerox, but I do know she was CEO. But that's rare. We need diversity in the boardrooms. We need diversity in your marketing departments because some of y'all have had a lot of missteps over the years, okay? Oh, shoot. Okay, we back? Okay. I thought
it had some terrible instances. The marketing department was not savvy in more racial situations. You know, I was actually reading an article once that said that the head of Starbucks, a Black woman, said that she would like to see more Black people in corporate positions at her level. And the person that wrote the article said that she was being racist because she said that she'd like to see more Black people. And I had to, you get that side eye like, what? Why is that racist? Because you'd like to see more Black people in the position? Why is it that we were talking about this earlier. We have a habit of skipping over Black people in the movement. We have a habit of skipping over Black people in the movement. That's how this whole All Lives Matter shit happened. We can't say Black Lives Matter because all lives matter. Every single life matters. But bitch, you can go home every night without worrying about being killed by the police officer.
Or your kids being killed by the police officer.
Police officer out in her car because she didn't want to move the motherfucker. Things Black people will not do. She cussed his ass out and she pulled off and went about her damn business. That's some shit Black people can't do. We can't do it. So don't get mad because we say all lives matter. This Drew Brees bullshit.
We can go into the NFL too in this conversation. Let's talk about they monkey asses too. Okay, let's talk about it. Because your apology, Robert Goodall, came 3 years or however many years it's been too late. We tried to tell you they are hurting us. They are killing us. We can't breathe. And y'all blacklisted Colin for that. You blacklisted him.
Blacklisted this man because he took a knee, and then you gonna play. I'd like to meet the white person that said that this has something to do with the military. I'd like to meet that person.
I will tell you right now, but I tell everyone else when I hear that bullshit. First of all, I served in the military. Now, I ain't gonna lie and say I was like G.I. Jane and no shit, but I tell you what, I'm very well equipped to shoot your ass on sight, aim, center, mass, okay? Number two, Shelly, they settled with Colin Kaepernick. Quiet as it's kept, he did receive a substantial settlement from the NFL for what they did to him. Now, was there a formal apology? I don't know. But with this whole NFL apology. It's too late. I mean, that's how y'all really feel about Black people. And like somebody else.
That's what bothered me. It was so blatant. It was blatant that this was going on. It was blatant that this was going on. It wasn't like a secret. It wasn't like something that was kept on hush. We're not going to hire Colin because, you know, he did that kneeling thing, so don't tell nobody. No, we're not hiring you because you kneeled and you're affecting the white, you know, the white cover of privilege because you kneel because of the national anthem. No, this was something you did deliberately. Yet y'all still support this industry. Y'all still, because see, the problem is that with what's going on now, the unwoke is waking up. The unwoke is waking up.
There's no sports to distract them.
Of the fact that there's no football right now. There's no sports right now. The unwoke is waking up. Y'all don't want us to remember the shit that y'all did to us. And y'all want us to come back and be sitting in y'all stands and shit when football starts going on. This is what you want. But the problem is that some of us are not. Because some of us realize at this point in time that we cannot continue to support your shit. We cannot continue to support the things that you got going on because you don't support what we got going on. We want peace in our homes. We want peace in our streets. We want peace at our jobs. We don't want Karens. We don't want Karens at all. Karens.
Or Carl.
HR Karen, alone.
Or Carl, because I'm going to tell you right now, some white men will come after Black folk too. Because I had one on me for a few years, and I was like, all right, you fucked with the right one. Because I'm going to get your shit in formation. Okay? You're not going to fuck with me. I'm not angry Black woman. I don't do that. Okay? I went to law school, and I've been Black my whole life. And my parents taught me a thing or two about how to play the game. I don't get angry. I just get up and I do what I got to do. I write who I got to write and let it be known, and I move on. And Karen and Carol tried that shit with me too once upon a time, and they asses ain't got no job. So you need to stop fucking with Black people. Y'all really do. Most of us don't want to be your friend, okay? We do. I'm telling you now, one particular job, I got to the point to where I was like, no more new friends. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to come in, do my job, and get it over and done with. That's how toxic the work environment had become for me. And part of it I knew was because of who I was, how I was, and my personality dynamic that made me a likable person, and certain people did not like that. I can only be me. I am a social butterfly, and it hurt like hell to suppress that personality of me. But I had to survive. Because otherwise, I wasn't going to make it at all.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, for those of you who keep saying...
They target those of us that draw attention.
Yeah.
Because we're able to sway the crowd.
We're influencers.
Because we're able to sway the crowd. So they target us so that they can make sure that they have had us singled out and they alienate us so that no one will want to be around us. So they put us in this boiling hot water and no one wants to get into the water with us. That's the problem.
I didn't even know people noticed one of the situations I was in until one day one of my friends said, I really wish you would just leave you alone. I really do. And I was like, I didn't think anybody noticed. But people did know. And they did notice. And it was very blatant. And it was full frontal. But I want to say this about the military. I lost my train of thought. What I wanted to say is, as someone who served, there was a time when I served and I could have been called upon to defend your freedom to do what you like. Okay. Do you want to kneel? Do you want to put your hand? Life is made up of choices. Choose what you want. And I provided that safety and protection for you once upon a time. And I am not the least bit insulted. If you don't want to kneel, because quite frankly, the song is bullshit. It should not be a national anthem. No one pays attention to the third stanza, but I see it. Francis Scott Keys did not care about Black people. He wanted slavery. I cannot comply with that. Now, because I was in Uncle Sam's army, I had to do what I had to do to survive that. I follow orders. And then if I found a problem with it after the mission was complete, then I would say something. And that's how we run. It's like a fraternity sorority up in that bitch.
I knew nothing about it until this Colin Kaepernick, however you say his last name. Kaepernick, that's what it is. I didn't know anything about it until then. And when I found out about it, I stopped singing the damn song because I don't want to represent that. That's not what I'm singing my praise to. I'm not living in that type of world. Again, when the unwoke becomes woke, that's the problem. See, what I think the thing is about the privileged whites is they don't want the blacks to realize their own authority, to realize that we move trends. I remember maybe 20 years ago, it was the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Now we got Cardi B doing Pepsi ads. Black people have taken over. Our culture has taken over. Our culture has taken over. Even down to elevator music. Elevator music used to be Paul Simon and so on and so forth. Now you got Stevie Wonder, you got
Luther, Sade,
Nicki Minaj, Sade, all these people as elevator music. Because at this point in time, our culture is starting to take over. White people feel a little withdrawn at this point in time, in my opinion. They feel a little withdrawn because they feel like they're losing their grip on whatever it is that they thought that they had. Or not even thought that they had the grip. And now they're losing the grip because things were becoming too equal. So in order to prove that I have dominance over all these black people, I have to act a fool when I get into a situation with black people to assert my dominance. That's what I feel it is.
Okay.
It's just.
Lisa says it's because it's expected to see white people in boardrooms. Again, white privilege. Yeah, they like it, but we can change the status quo. That's gonna change. The cost is too goddamn high. They're making an example of anyone who doesn't fall in line and suck up. They can tell which ones know their worth unapologetically. Shirley, I've always known that. If you don't conform to the status quo, they will make you feel it. They will make you feel it if they can get to you, if they can start rumors, because some people are too stupid to do due diligence to find out if this shit is true. Some people don't even have the power of discernment to realize when somebody is being singled out just because an individual don't like them. That's the stupid shit I be trying to figure out in corporate America.
They're even teaching our children to conform. I'm watching a Facebook video, and this woman was on Facebook, and she was talking about how her daughter had this huge afro, and the school sent her home saying that her afro was a distraction. So she put extensions in the girl's hair, braided extensions, and they told her that the little girl could not have false hair in her head. The little girl could not wear false hair. Yeah. Lady on Facebook talking about it. And so you don't want her to have her natural hair like Becky Jr. here. And you don't want her to comb her hair with, the braids here. So what is she supposed to do? Perm her hair so that it'll be as straight as Becky Jr.'s? And so we take that into the corporate world where black women are not allowed to have naturals, where black women are looked down and frowned upon because their hair is naturally whatever it is that grows outside of their head. I have never, and this is just me personally, I'm sure there are black women out there that have, but I have never in my life seen a lawyer with an afro. I've never seen it.
Oh, you're missing out. We exist. We do exist.
You said you have?
We do exist. Yes, we do. A lot of us do. And I'm very fortunate, despite the things that have happened to me in my one role where I was there. No one ever bothered any of us about our hair. Some people had locks, froze, natural. You know, I think it probably would have been different had we been in client-facing roles. But even then, the girls that worked in the branches, in the bank branches, they had braids and everything else. So I just really feel like at least that made me feel comfortable. Now, when I moved to another part of that organization, I had to ask the question because they don't even this group was so elite. They had their own dress code, not the corporate dress code that everybody else followed. I had to ask. I said, "Do you have a problem with me wearing braids or an afro?" Point blank, period. And I was told, "Why would I ask something like that?" Because based upon how you treated me since I've been here since day one, these are questions I have to ask now because you're looking for any way to run me off this job, but you don't get away with that easy. Okay. So I need to know. So, Shelly said go to the East Coast. You'll see them all and go to the West Coast too. I see it.
I ain't never seen it. She said Lisa says Becky has sweatbands too.
I know Becky be wearing. Wait a minute, white folk. If you remember, white folk wore wigs all the time. You know, that's why King had that white wig with the curls and I call it the accordion curls. I don't know what they're really called, but that's what I call them. I'm just like, so you know, you say that Black people are wrong, but I always, like I tell everyone else to this day, I will always say that part of the problem with white people when it comes to Black people and probably anyone else, but mainly Black people, I think that Dr. Francis Cress Wesseling hit the nail on the head. It's called color envy. You hate what you cannot be. That is why some of them spend a lot of time catching what is that skin cancer, melanoma, to be as brown as us, but hate us just the same. That is why some are going out and getting butt implants because they want to look like us. But my thing is this: only you can be you. God designed you for who He intended for you to be. You making my Saturday so much better. I'm laying on my couch listening to you. This is somebody from Periscope. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching. I wish you could see my friend. We're going to get him a Periscope account so he can next week we can be in 2 screens at the same time. So I just, you know, I'm very fortunate even in my role. I have a semi-client facing role right now. No one bothers me about my locks. When I interviewed, I had locks and I continue to rock them. Although I do know one time my center manager, I could tell she didn't like my hair, but to be honest, I didn't like it either. That's what the hell did I put this shit in for? And so I think she knew I didn't like it. So she was like, "Oh, you changed your hair, girl. That's cute." I didn't like it. So, you know, I think I think she.
That's that passive aggressive shit, though. For real, that's that passive aggressive shit.
She did.
Oh my God, you changed your hair, bitch! I know you ain't like it.
Well, I didn't like it, to be honest. I think my confidence was a little down. That those 6 weeks I did rock that bullshit. I don't know what I was thinking. I was trying to piece together some shit. My stylist, who was very good, shout out to Nisha Holden, who was very good, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And I picked that hair. She just put it in. She didn't say nothing, but I don't think she liked it either. She just didn't say that. But I think that it's really, really sad.
Your hairstylist, nor the persons that you work with like your hair.
I didn't like it either. Shout out to Atlanta Beauty Supply. But I was trying to get the same crochet locks that I had gotten before, and they didn't have them. So I kind of found part of them, and then I bought some more, pieced it together. That's what I did. I pieced it together. That's what I did. So shit was some bullshit. I got rid of it. Now I'm back to cute again. So here we go. But I also want to talk about the fact that, did you know that in Buffalo, because two white cops chose to push down a 75-year-old man during a protest, they got charged. And the 57 of the Buffalo, New York police officers walked off their jobs because their brothers were arrested for doing wrong. How that make you feel?
Okay, all I'm gonna say is Buffalo, Boston, where else? Buffalo, Boston, New York, and what else is up there? Buffalo, Boston, and New York. Okay? Boston, Massachusetts, Buffalo, and Buffalo, New York, New York. Italian, Irish,
Mm-hmm.
Italian, Irish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And some Polish.
Some of the more racist white people in all of the world are Italians and Irish. Right?
Wait a minute. And what's funny is
the type of race goes on.
And when they first came, especially Italian, what do they call them? Giddy walks. They were called guinea walks and something else. And that's what bullshit. They also use that too. Let me tell you something. I used to have someone I considered a friend. And I really liked her, but I realized that politics and us could never mix nor could race relations once I found out what she was about. She's Irish. She's a ginger. Beautiful girl. Beautiful. I'm not a lesbian, but like I always tell people, I don't know why, but I've always had a thing for redheads. Men and women, but I'm not. You know.
Uh-huh.
But we were discriminated against. Were. Because when they see you now, they don't treat you like that. But every time a cop gets behind me, every time I'm pulled over, I cringe. Like a chill comes over my body and I can just feel the anxiety. So it's like your whiteness protects you. My blackness.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask everybody a question. Once white people get rid of everybody they hate, what's going to be left? Because they hate redheads, they hate black people, they hate Mexicans, they hate indigenous people, they hate Irish people, they hate Sicilian people, they hate Greek people, they hate... Once white people they hate Jewish people. Once white people get rid of everybody that they hate, what's going to be left? Like, what's going to be left? Then you're going to start going with physical attributes about people. I don't like people with big noses. You going to. Like, damn, people. Who do you like? Who do you like?
They don't like them.
Who they like.
They hate themselves. So they find other people take. Misery loves company. And so they just, just like, white supremacy. It makes no sense because some of y'all are talking about, what is it, blonde hair and blue eyes? That's the big thing. But Hitler didn't have blonde hair and blue eyes. Y'all let this man lead y'all? Like, I mean, it never makes any sense. Racism makes no sense at all. You assume based upon someone's color, or culture, or alleged religion, because every time you see somebody that's like, look, I'm just like, what is wrong with y'all? It's a sickness, and I truly believe it is a sickness. But then again, look at the leader of the sick people. His name is Angry Wig, and he lives at 1600. Well, what's the name? What's the new address? 1600 Black Lives Matter now. I'm just
the shade, baby. The shade is real. The shade is real, people.
And the tea is good. Shout out to August Tea.
It became even more chocolate. Okay.
Shout out to the mayor of DC for making a point. You want to tear gas people for protesting, albeit peacefully, and tear gas them, which, by the way, shout out to the ACLU for suing. That is illegal. As a matter of fact, I believe, if I remember correctly, that is an act of terrorism, okay? You cannot tear gas people for just any reason. And Attorney Barr, you should be disbarred for being complicit in it. That is not how you use your power. That is not how you use your law license. And I'm sorry, y'all need to go ahead. We need to go ahead and get him up out of there. Okay, all of them got to go. And you know what? That's what I want to talk about real quick. Somebody said it was a funny post, but it's true. It took Black people, white people, LGBT, Batman, people from around the world, and everybody coming together to dismantle some of the bullshit that went on in Minnesota. Okay, you didn't want to charge all four, but we got y'all after we had to fuck some shit up to get you. I said, now, if we can all unite like this to get rid of Angry Wig, because I want that same energy when you're primaries. And by the way, y'all, from now on going forward, all of us need to be mindful about these blackout days and being silent on social media. Pay attention to when those days go on, because Blackout Tuesday was some bullshit. Who the fuck came up with this time? Because come to find out, 8 states and the District of Columbia had primaries that had been rescheduled due to the coronavirus. Stay woke, okay? Because I happened to be online, and all of a sudden I saw this thing pop up, and I said, well, wait a minute. Black Lives Matter, and if they do matter, we need to vote. All of y'all who need to vote in these primaries need to go vote. Put your mask on, drop your ballot in the mail, do something. But y'all got to vote. So y'all, we got to be more careful about jumping on the bandwagon when somebody sends. Yeah, we need to find out what's going on that day, and should we participate in it? And we should, and it was okay, because the only information I kept posting was about the primaries that are going on. Georgia, and I can't remember who else, but I do know Georgia. I will be getting up early in the morning to go to the polls on Tuesday to vote. In our primaries, we have some local elections, which, by the way, local elections matter just like national. I will always say this in every video, because some of y'all seem to think that the feds are supposed to save us. They cannot save us all the time, because it is your DA who decides who gets charged and who don't, with some influence from your mayor. Okay. And I just want to say that we need to be mindful about that as well. And boycotting, I have received some, and I did disseminate some of it, but I do want to say this about boycotting. Black dollars matter, because everyone loves green and gold and silver, okay, and Bitcoin. But what I want to say is this, is that Black-owned businesses, we need to support them. And what I don't want some of y'all to do, that y'all love to do, I hate this shit. I don't want to pay that much. If I go to Macy's, I can get it for this. Well, take your ass on down to Macy's. Okay, then, if that's what you want to do. Just like with hairstylists, I hate that shit. My braids, it's $175. Well, I could go to Keisha the Petition and get it done for $30. Well, you do that then. You go do that.
Go on right here.
But I guarantee you won't do that shit at Macy's. You won't haggle at what is it, JC Penney? Because some people go to JC Penney and get their hair. You ain't gonna haggle. So don't do that. The price is the price. What I want to see happen ultimately is that Black-owned businesses blossom into where they can compete with conglomerates like Amazon and Google and all these other companies, eBay. That's what we want to see. But it can never be that if you don't support it. We can't offer the kind of discounts that they offer, because you won't help us get there. So if we're going to boycott, don't get mad and decide that the price is too high. I understand we got to save money. Some things you got to get. But if there's something that you really want that's unique, buy Black.
Yes. Speaking of businesses, Marvel Comics says that they are real upset with the police department for using the Punisher's logo as a scare tactic for the rioters. As a scare tactic, because the Punisher kind of represents this need to avenge, basically to kill whoever it is that had they revenge. So you use that as a scare tactic. Well, Marvel says, don't do that shit with us. We're not about that. We're not about that business. We're not about that life. And I want to say thank you to Marvel for that. They're also donating $2 million to the NAACP. So Marvel is standing behind us also. And I can appreciate that. After Black Panther, we gained some ground with Marvel. Now, I see that Marvel ain't always supported it, but after Black Panther, we gained some ground with Marvel. And I'm telling you, that is the truth, the all the way truth. They didn't want to give us a starring movie for a very long time, but we saved Marvel twice already because Blade saved Marvel the first time. Mm-hmm. Blade was the first Buster Marvel movie ever. Ever. The first. Mm. And
I did not know that.
Domestically, Black Panther was its largest selling single, not single, but individual movie for an individual superhero. For the longest time, it was. I don't think it is now, but it was during the time that it was out. Because Black people was out there feeling support. People still say Wakanda to people. People are still patting their chest and saying Wakanda to other people because it did make a move. It did start something. I do believe that movie started something within the Black community.
It gave us a
I think
sense
it started
of pride.
some sort of brotherhood.
It reminded us of what could have been had we not been disturbed and removed from our habitats.
Yeah.
But, Marvel, I always feel like has always been diverse because of their comics. One of my favorites has and always probably will be, because as a little girl, I don't know, my mom used to bring me comic books sometimes when I lived with my great-great aunt, and it was mostly X-Men, and I love X-Men, okay? And one of the things I noticed when I watched the cartoons or I remember reading the books is that the X-Men were outcast of society. They were hated. They were haunted. Their powers were they were always trying to appropriate. And I said, my God, this is how Black people kind of live in society. We are treated as mutants. Yeah. But as it turns out, some white chick was going off, and that's not the first time I've heard it. They say that actually white people, the color white is a mutation. So I'm just like, well, I didn't heard that before, and I'll have to research it. I'm not saying any of my friends are mutants. Okay, I love y'all, and God bless y'all thank you to all of those who've reached out to me this week. But y'all were never part of the problem. You never were. I love each of you. That's why you're my friend. Sharon asked a question. What do you think about all these posts from Trumpsters saying they'll shoot anyone trying to jump on? Wait a minute. Let me see, Sharon. It's not letting me see more. On their cars and self-defense. I've been arguing with their asses all day. Sharon, log off. Don't argue with them fools. They ignorant and on drugs. Shelly says they hope the wealth will be.
But I am gonna say this. Don't jump on my damn car. I will say that. Don't jump on my damn car.
But there's no need to shoot over property. I mean,
you said what?
There's no need to shoot for property. You just swing your car out. Maybe not.
I agree there, but I'm not saying shoot anybody. Let me correct that. I don't know nobody say that. I'm just saying don't jump on my damn car. Get off my car. I work hard for everything that has my name on it. I work hard for it. I get up every single damn day and work hard for it. Please do not jump on my car. Don't fuck with my car. Leave my car alone.
Well, I will say this. I saw something that happened in California where they were in a drop top Mustang and they were driving Black people and they were leaving the protest and the white man punched the passenger in the face and the passenger got arrested. What kind of bullshit is that? He wasn't even the aggressor.
What's the step in between? Something happened in between.
Well, he drove around the corner, so I don't know if they had ran into them before and Billy Bob didn't like what was said to him, or maybe he just wanted to put that uppity nigger in its place. I don't know, because you know how they are. the racist.
That's how.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds.
You know how.
On to some higher, better news. Y'all, Lawrence and Issa, they're booked down to the bed, baby. They done got it in.
It's Insecure
baby,
time. If you don't watch Insecure, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
If you're not watching Insecure, something wrong with you, baby. You need to be watching Insecure. So last week, Lawrence and Issa had sex. If you missed it, this is spoiler time, people. Spoiler time. Now, you know the internet is a buzz, though, because everybody thinks that Condola is pregnant, baby. Everybody thinking Condola is pregnant. Because the text messages that she was sending was like somebody who had something to say. And you know Lawrence don't like to use the J because of, season 3, when he caught that STI, he wasn't using no damn protection and stuff like that. And he ain't look like he used no protection with Issa, too, while we talking about it. So with all that being said, it's a good chance that she could be pregnant. I'm just saying. So if she is pregnant, what sort of things could that throw? So what sort of monkey wrenches could that throw into him and Issa getting together?
I don't see that, and I'm not going to speak that up. I pray God it's not that, but it does put the girl. I'll put it this way: it puts you in an awkward position as the ex to have to deal with the love of your life having procreated with someone not you. So that's going to be awkward. It's going to be an awkward conversation. He already possibly has a job lined up in Northern California. So I don't know. And it may lead to a girl just simply getting an abortion.
Well, and then Kendrick Sampson is supposed to be a part of the cast now. And being a part of the cast means that he's going to be, his own monkey wrench inside of Issa's life. So, of course, I'm sure they're developing more of a plot or a storyline for all that going on. But I honestly really want to see Issa and Lawrence get back together. I may be the only person in the world that want to see them happy for at least a season. Give me a season of them being happy. Because not just a couple of episodes.
I feel bad.
Not just one episode, but I want to see them happy together.
I mean, because that was some awful sex I saw in the beginning of the season with the security guard. Because, I too used to have a thing for big boys. But I was like, oh, Papa, what was he saying? Cacao? What was he doing? Yeah, I was like, he's like Uncle Willie at the family reunion or some shit. Like, isn't it? We see you, Uncle Willie.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something that you obviously don't know. Big boys be putting in the work. I still like big boys, not like super big. Like the security guard is. I mean, the TSA is like he's my kind of thing. I can deal with that kind of thing. He ain't too big and he ain't too small. Them boys be putting in work, baby. They be putting in the work. And keep in mind that if he wasn't hitting the right spot with Issa, she wouldn't have kept on having sex with him. So he was doing what he needed to do. And just in case you didn't know, big boys tend to eat. And I mean, they eat good. They eat like it.
Well, no, honey, I didn't say that. I didn't, but I used to put in work with big boys. I used to love linebacker type men. And you had I call them Buddha bellies. I love Buddha bellies. Yes. Okay. So, but now I just take them as they come. Apparently now my new season is high yellow men. I don't know where that came from, but apparently I have a thing for high yellows. I don't know. They just keep coming. I like chocolate and fat. Not fat, but pretty hot and tempting. Thick. Okay, so I'm just, anyway, I thought it was comical. And I said, when Issa, this is what I figured out about Issa. I said, Issa done figure, Condola back on the scene. You know what? What if I don't want to go home tonight? What if I want to stay here? And I was like, oh, Issa, You interfere with Condola's right to probably try to get back with, and who could turn down Lawrence? When I tell you that man got a stroke value of an 850 credit score, baby, the way he was putting it in on that bank teller last time, I was like, "Whoa, shit! Hey, Lawrence, Issa, you let that go? What the girl?" He got stroke value. Okay, like an 850 credit score. Yeah, if y'all do not know what that means, y'all need to check out Diva's comedy because she talks about stroke value. It's very important. It is imperative that you have it. If you do not, get out of my bed. Okay.
I've seen Jay Ellis in person. Jay Ellis's father actually works at the company I work for.
What?
And so, yes. So he's been up there a couple of times, and I've met him and talked to him, and he's really, really nice, handsome in person. But he's just, you know what's weird? Some people, you meet them, and they're just, like, regular looking. Like, you see them on TV, and they're like, oh, this is. And then you meet them in person, and they're just like, oh, he, like, cute, like the guy next door kind of cute. And that's how cute Jay Ellis is. Jay Ellis is cute, like the guy next door kind of cute. And so, so it was like really, really weird. Like I expected him to be like that. Living in LA, if you don't live in LA, then I don't think that you know a lot about it. But you may, don't get me wrong. But there's this like glaze over our celebrities here. Like you can tell when somebody is a celebrity here. Like even if you don't know what they've done or where they come from or what movie or show they're from, you can tell they do something because it's something about their aura around them. Jay Ellis does not have that aura. He's just a very attractive man that you may see. It's like Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah is gorgeous to me. Trevor Noah is probably one of the most gorgeous men on television to me. Saw him in person. He's hippie and he's still handsome, but he's hippie.
Well, that's just like when everyone is not in character. They kind of are just regular people because you're like, oh my God, Denzel looks homeless. I mean, it's just one of those things. You're like, oh shit, when they not, when they're not getting camera ready, it's like, what happened to the mystique? Okay, and that's just how it is. And I spent, speaking of celebrities real quick, y'all, we need to send a prayer out for our brother Isaiah Washington. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. Other than, Grey's Anatomy and that homophobic slip. But that motherfucker has lost his mind. He said that President Angry Wig is what leadership is supposed to look like after he gassed those protesters. Somebody find that brother and bring him to me. And see, we used to be friends on Facebook. That motherfucker unfriended me. And I know why. Because it just happened since the 2020 election started. But go ahead, we can talk some more about it.
I ain't checking for Isaiah Washington ain't checking for me, and I ain't checking for him either. So it is what it is. I ain't checking to see him in no movie. When I see his name pop up, I ain't excited to see what he in. So it is what it is. Okay. It is what it mother.
Speaking of,
I got to get out of here because my orgy is coming on and I got to go to work.
Okay, well you gotta go work tomorrow. Okay, well we got one more thing. We got actually two more things to talk about. Ivanka Trump is upset about cancel culture. Girlfriend, talk to your daddy. Get him to get some act right, and you might not get canceled from speaking engagements. Not that you need another check because your husband are robbed and pillaged from so many people with these real estate deals. Huh?
So she got a problem with people in cancel culture canceling them out?
Because she canceled. Girl, you been canceled. You ain't seen the sales of your products. Your shit was down to the Ross for $10.99. What the fuck?
No damn Ivanka Trump in the first motherfucking place. I wasn't checking for her on the damn Apprentice when he used her as a prop.
She looked like a damn prop. She looked like a Stepford wife.
Bad, and bad to all of them. All of them. His weird looking ass.
So, baby, Beavis and them two boys look like Beavis and Butthead, and he act like Tiffany don't exist, and Barron looked like Eddie Monster to me. I'm just saying, Chad.
I picture of Barron walking with them with a Black Lives Matter t-shirt on.
I ain't seen that.
I don't know if it was fake. It might be fake, but I saw it. He's walking with, he has a black t-shirt on. He's walking with his parents, and it says Black Lives Matter on the t-shirt.
I think that's probably
and someone posted, like,
Tasha said she's worth your breath. Why? Because, Tasha, this is 2 for Tea Please with Greg and Diva, and we talk about shit, real life shit, okay? And Ivanka Trump is worth talking about because she's stupid and don't realize her dumb ass daddy is the reason why she done fucked up the Trump money. Okay, there you go. Finally, we want to close out, give a shout out. We want to give a shout out to Bank of America. They have divested, as I like to say, from they cut business ties with detention centers and private prisons. Will you also be getting rid of your payday check? What is it? Them payday loans, some payday check loans, because all the banks, quite as it's kept, most of the time them loans are subsidized by big banks. They're subsidiaries of big banks. So I hope y'all do that because it's a financial prison. Okay, I just want to say that that's a financial prison. I wonder because
I don't know if it was you, and they were talking about how the senators signed a bill saying that their children did not have to pay back their loans, and the staffers did not have to repay their loans. It's in some bill that they wrote up that they did not have to pay back their student loans and things of that nature. And so maybe it was Elisa. Someone sent me that.
Well, shit, we need to talk about that.
You said what?
We need to talk about that next week.
Yeah, I want to find out more about that. But I want to find out why it is that they can go to school and not have to worry about being in debt for the rest of their damn life, but we can't. Or that they can draw up, say that they can serve one term all you want to. The only person in government that should be taken care of for the rest of their life is a president. I do believe that. I do believe that. I don't want to see none of my presidents. I don't even want to see Trump. Well, no, that's a lie. But legally, I should not see Barack Obama on the street hungry because he can't go work at McDonald's because he was the president of the United States. I should not see that. That I completely agree with. But everybody else on down, once you stop, you need another stream of income. Why are we still paying these people and they're not serving the country anymore? They're not doing what they get paid to do.
And we really need to, while we out here protesting, we need to push for term limits because Mitch McConnell, turkey neck ass, he got to go. He got to go. He is problematic. He is stopping progress. And Kentucky, y'all need to figure it out real fast because this motherfucker didn't want y'all to have health care. And y'all were the main ones crying when Angry Wig got in office, when them changes happened to the Obamacare. So y'all need to figure out what y'all gonna do. I don't know where Rand Paul is from. He needs to go to. Anyone who is impeding progress and change in this country, who want to keep the status quo, they must go. So therefore, you must make your voices heard. And I know some of y'all keep up here talking this bull crap about how y'all don't want Joe Biden and you want him to step down and get out the way. It's too late. It is June 2020. November will be here soon. We do not have time to prep and groom anyone else. So therefore, we will go with Joe Biden. Had it not been for Joe Biden, President Obama would not have gotten some of the stuff that he needed done. Albeit it was half-assed because of them fucking senators like Turkey Neck, who was blocking everything. But we need to go ahead and get behind this man and do what we got to do. Because I'm sorry, if y'all do this shit, libertarians, I see y'all. I saw the post y'all put up about y'all ain't a throwaway vote. You don't have a chance in hell to get a popular vote. So you need to go ahead and get on with the Democrats and come on. I'm just saying.
A chance is hot hell to get to win. A chance.
Catch this.
Wait a minute. Who the fuck is the Libertarian voter? I mean, the Libertarian nominee. Like, for
her
real.
name,
I don't even know
well,
who you are.
I know I forgot her name, but she is. Look, this how she got herself. She is a mental health professional, mother and grandmother, or something like that, psychologist or something. I was like, girl, so you gonna make us milk and cookies and shit? I mean, what the fuck? Nobody cares about that. We want to know, can you get the job done? And she served on various committees, but she has no true political experience other than, within the Libertarian Party.
They probably didn't either, but he's president, so,
he
they'll find a reason why.
He probably what?
I said they'll probably say neither. Trump didn't either, and he became president, so she'll find a reason why. So they'll find a reason why.
Yeah, that's true.
But either way, we need to get out to vote. And if you're a Democrat, vote straight down Democrat. But do your research. When I say vote straight down Democrat, I mean there are multiple people who are Democrats that are on the ballot.
That's her name.
As far as below president.
Jo Jorgensen, that's her name.
There are multiple people who are on the ballot that are Democrat. Do your research. I'm not telling you to go into the voting ballot, voting spot and just say Democrat, 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 which you will. I hope that you will. But what I'm saying is do your research. Find out who stands for what it is that you want. Find out people that have been on the boards and talked about the bills and the things that affect your life and vote for those people. Don't just press one button and walk out of there and say, I'm done, because you're not. You're not. That's how we ended up with a Democratic president and a Republican everything else.
Half-assed.
That's how that happened. But again, I got to go.
He got to go. I got to go because I got these fabulous bath bombs. Shout out to Pure Wow. I'm going to try them and I'll let you know next week how they are, but I desperately need a Calgon moment. Even if it's not Calgon, it's called moi, a we. And so I will let you know how my bath bombs are, because Miss Sophia the Diva does believe in self-care. It is. So y'all will take care of yourselves. And y'all only got, you can do your self-care at home. You got to take your asses to no goddamn nail salons and beauty salons and all this stuff. And like I keep telling y'all, if y'all love y'all favorite hairstylist and nail person, ask them if they got CashApp and drop a little something in there, okay? Good night, Tasha. Thank you all who did join the conversation. We will be back here.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Good night to everybody, and make sure that you tune in to News for You on my page, Gregory D. Alexander. Make sure that you tune in, because I do my little news show, and it's picking up some steam and getting popular.
It's so wonderful.
You said what?
It's so wonderful, and I'm jealous because I don't know how to use my green screen, and I have one, and I don't know how to use it. I have an entire lighting kit that I have never unpacked. It's come from California to Georgia with me. Okay, I have never unpacked it. So anyway, I just want to thank you guys for joining. I am going to probably start back doing a Diva Disturbed, since he is motivating Diva Disturbed. I still need to review my book, A Southern Book Club's Guide to Vampire Slaying. It is more than what the title is. It talks a lot about what we're talking about right now tonight with race relations. Okay.
You froze, girl. I can't hear you.
And you're frozen too over here. I can hear you, but you're frozen. Okay, there you go. So anyway, I just want to thank everyone for joining. Like I said, we're working on trying to do better with the filming. So, those of you who are listening to me on Periscope and YouTube, you should be able to hear Greg through Facebook. But we're going to try to figure out how to get him on screen. We may find a website that allows us to do what we do on Facebook and Instagram and Periscope, which is invite people onto the screen. Those 3 platforms let you do that. Unfortunately, YouTube does not. There's a way to do it, but I don't know how. So anyways, love you guys. Y'all stay safe. Black Lives Matter.
Bye, everybody.
2 for T, please, with Greg and Diva. we're out.
Okay, so wait. We will not be filming next week. We will not be.
Oh yeah,
we
yeah.
had to move.
We're doing Thursday. Is it Thursday?
We're doing Thursday.
Thursday night. Whatever night.
No, it's Wednesday night.
Wednesday night because you're off Thursday. Okay,
yes.
so we'll
No. It's Wednesday night. The following week is Thursday.
Okay, so do you want to do Tuesday night so you won't be up so late?
Oh no, it's fine. It's only 5 o'clock my time.
You know what? Okay. Don't mind me. So we will see you all here Wednesday. Where we'll be doing 2 for Tea Please a little earlier. And it's going to change until Greg can get his set schedule. Although he could have had a set schedule if he had stayed in Atlanta. But I miss your fried chicken. Oh.
We got to get out of here.
All right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. All right.